You're listening to Real Estate Radio Sacramento with local expert John Lauer. Now, here's John.
Forgive me, I must start by pointing out that 3 years after a horrific financial crisis caused by massive fraud, not a single financial executive has gone to jail, and that's wrong.
How many of us, if we committed massive fraud, would not go to jail? That's the question. Well, welcome back to Real Estate Radio Sacramento. I am John Lauer, and we are talking with Terry Bontemps. All right, Terry, I've teased enough. How can people learn more about the information that we're discussing today? Talk about what you're going to do on the 9th.
Well, definitely. We have a workshop, a 2-day workshop that I'll be charging $167, and it's mainly for investors that want to learn how to make money in buying these mortgages. I'm going to teach them the basics. I'm going to teach them what a note is, how the note transfers from the bank to an investor. I'm going to show them how to make money. How do you take these mortgages? You buy them at a discount. How do you make your profit and get a double-digit return?
So you can say, okay, fine, I can go buy that note. Now what?
Yeah, right. How do you profit from it? That's the main thing. We're going to show them how to form solutions in the process to help homeowners in foreclosure keep their home also, John.
Mm-hmm. Well, the now what I think is an important one. I think we can probably all track down somebody with a note discounted and we can buy it. But again, you give options. There's not just one option. There's a lot of options. And your main one, which I love to hear, is that you're trying to keep people in their home. Sometimes there's other ways of doing that where the note doesn't stay with you for very long. I know this is all stuff that you'll go over during that time.
Of course.
Well, again, the cost is $167 for 2 days of training with Terry. You must pre-register. It's limited to the first 15 people, so you need to hurry if you're going to do this. There's 15 people that sign up due to the limited seating. Okay, it's at Town Place Suites by Marriott over here, and actually by the studio. It's Sacramento Cal Expo area on 1784 Tribute Road. But if you want to get on that list, if you'd like to hear what Terry has to say, do a little bit more of investigation, call me at 647-3414. That's 647-3414. Make sure if you leave a message, make sure and say what it's for, that you'd like to be on the list to see Terry's real estate investor training class, or that you'd like to sign up for that. Well, what kind of go into it a little bit more, what you're going to share with the people, because you do cover from the start to finish on note buying.
Exactly.
To give people, and again, you can't go into everything in this period of time, but you're going to give them the next step where they can decide for themselves, hey, is this something I'm going to pursue?
That's correct. You know, this is nothing more than just a start of their education. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And having an interest in this is going to be really important today because, again, everybody's upside down, John.
Right.
So how do you make money in an upside-down market? You got to buy the debt at a discount. So come to class. If the listeners want to do a Google search on me, I want to spell my last name. It's B as in boy, O-N-T-E-M-P-S. You'll find a lot of information on me on the Internet about what I do so that you can do some preliminary work.
Sure, absolutely. I think everybody should do a little, due diligence on their own before they just buy into anything. I think that's the only smart way to go. Well, can you give us an example of a couple or a past investment that you've done using this your methods? What can people expect?
Okay. How does it work in real life today?
Yeah.
Bought a note in Elk Grove, California.
Okay.
The bank was owed $40,000. The homeowner was 17 payments behind, $7,700 they were behind. Okay. The note was owed $40,000. I bought that defaulted paper from the bank for $10,000.
John, wait a minute. John. $10,000.
It was owed $40,000.
Okay.
I paid $10,000. That's 25 cents on the dollar that I bought that paper from.
Wow.
And I made $40,000 of profit from buying it for $10,000. Not bragging, John, but I just want the listeners to know it's working right here in Sacramento. It works all over the United States. Every city, every country of the world has these bad notes and bad paper.
You know, I didn't mention this before, but you're not like some guru that I flew in from, somewhere back east or something like that. You're a Sacramento,
right here in
Sacramento. Here. You're a resident of Sacramento.
Yes, so, John. I've done it in New York. I've done it in Arizona. I've done it in Las Vegas. Same strategy works anywhere in the United States.
And it's a great strategy. If you think about it, too, we haven't talked about that, but if you buy a note versus, say, try to do a short sale and get a good price, you didn't have to work through a realtor. You didn't have to go through, well, you should probably do an escrow, but you didn't have to go through that whole process. You didn't have to put down the initial funds to give your offer,
No
wait
red
for the
tape.
bank to get back to you.
No.
Matter of fact, in most cases, I think what you deal with, it can be the other way. I mean, you can find one and then go chase the bank down, but many times the banks already have that list there. I think that's what we talked about earlier, where it's faster and easier, where you can do it in one day because they've got the list here. It's who wants to buy. It's for sale. Do you want to buy?
Exactly. And, John, I could really go into a lot of detail, but I know we don't have time, and that's what I'll cover in a couple of days of this whole process of how things work. And I can give you an example of another student that I taught.
Yeah, please do. Let's hear about a student that you've taught.
I have a student that spent, oh, my gosh, she went out and borrowed $100,000 from family and friends. She bought a note. It had 3 properties side by side. Each note was owed about $67,000. She was able to buy each one for $3,000 apiece. 3 properties side by side, bought them for $3,000. She ended up selling that property, selling the note, made $400,000 of profit. Now, that's rare. Not everybody's going to do that, but that's the power of buying these bad mortgages. Again, they were owed $67,000, John, the bank. Unfortunate thing, this property had been vacant for 12 years. My student goes in and makes $400,000.
Well, the first thing I was going to say, and I love those kind of stories. At the same time, there's a certain, feel for them. It's kind of like, I mean, who's going to a $67,000 mortgage and they're going to sell it for $3,000? I mean, there's got to be a story behind it.
You don't know, John. And people are skeptical, and I don't blame them, John. But guess what? This works in the real world today's market.
Now, would you say? I mean, just also for clarification, because I don't like to be a total hype person, but
No.
would you consider that to be an exception to the rule? That's not quite the typical that you're going to find. That's the one you throw out there in lights and you can brag about.
You know what's the exception, John? Because she took the information that I gave her and she went out and used it.
And she used it.
How many people are going to go out and borrow money if they don't have it to make the program work? Most people, John, will sit back, do nothing, complain, and cry that it doesn't work. But it does work. Real estate works every single day. You just got to work it.
That's right. I mean, that couch is so comfortable, so sometimes nothing's going to happen there.
No, it's too good to be true. Get rich quick. We're not talking about that. We're talking about somebody that took the principle of buying a note. Same thing with Michael Jackson. The guy bought Michael Jackson's note. Why come we didn't buy it?
Right. Well, I probably don't take what it takes to buy that note, though. I'm in a different ballpark. I can start on a smaller scale. Hey, well, just a reminder, you're listening to Real Estate Radio Sacramento, and I'm your host, John Lauer. And our guest today is very entertaining, Terry Bontemps, and we're talking about an unconventional investment method that has great possibilities for profit, just like the ones we were just talking about. And that's also the same number to get that ebook. Terry's offering it for free. You might as well take advantage of it and give me a call. Well, hey, I love the stories. Let's give me another one that you have that was a success story. Give what you would consider to be a more normal, or what you can say middle of the road. People can.
All right, let's take my first note.
Okay.
I went to a seminar. The guy says, go buy these bad mortgages. I couldn't wait to get off the plane to go buy them, John. I went out and found a mortgage in Rancho Cordova. It was owed $9,200. I bought it for $1,200. The problem was it was third mortgage. Didn't do anything for one whole year. The
You just let it sit.
The homeowners, I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I forgot what he told me.
I own this paper now.
Yeah. They sold the house, John, 1 year later, and guess what? The escrow company calls me and says, hey, you own the mortgage, don't you? And I go, yeah, but we want a payoff so you can pay you the money we're owing you. I went, wow. I didn't do nothing. And I get $9,200. John, $1,200. You can put that on a Visa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you have the knowledge and you have the Visa, then you can create some wealth. And that's the huge opportunity we have in today's market. Right now, this is the only thing that I know that works because you're buying the debt at a discount. You're buying below today's market value.
You know, I think you said a key thing, though. You went to that seminar and then you went out and did it. Unfortunately, there's a good portion of the people that don't do it. And I personally will encourage, and I'm guilty of it myself.
I am too, John.
Yeah. And you did the right thing, and look what happened. It changed your entire life.
Exactly.
So I would encourage people that you go, whether it's what Terry's offering today or just other methods, whatever you get excited about, things to benefit your life, or, I know things have been tough during this recession. There are many options out there, other things as well. But if you're going to take the time to go to them and listen to them, you also have to take the time to get off the backside and go do them.
No money, no credit, John.
That's incredible. So you don't have to worry about a bad credit score for being the reason that you're not doing it.
That's correct.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank Terry Bontemps for being here this morning and introducing us to the note buying process. Terry, take advantage of Terry's offer for that free book. I encourage you, make sure and call for the workshop as well. It's $167. Well, thank you for joining me again on your Sunday morning and being here to hear this great information. I love it. The first time I heard it, that's why I had to bring it to my show. This is the whole point of the show, folks. We are going to build this market by giving you solutions for your hardships, as well as help you to explore all of the great opportunities available. That's all for today's show. I am John Lauer, and you've been listening to Real Estate Radio Sacramento. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you next week right here on 1380 KTKZ.